Now, at this point, you'd have to be living under a neatly organized pile of rocks if you have not heard someone talking about Marie Kondo and her KonMari method of organizing. This is a method that asks you to look at the clutter in your life, decide whether or not it sparks any joy, and then keep or get rid of it based on your response. It also involves this hypnotizing and very specific way of folding and storing your clothes. So this morning, we're taking a deeper dive into the craze, as deep as we can in 5 minutes of TV, with the help of 3 people. Ivanka Solkowski is a KonMari consultant with the highest certification in Canada. We'll get into that in a minute. Gail McInnes tried this method herself with lukewarm results. And Katie Kilroy-Merrick is a societal cultural anthropologist, an important voice on this story. Good morning to each of you.
Good morning.
Ivanka, I want to start with you. You are a platinum certified KonMari consultant. I didn't know there was such a thing. You're the highest ranked in Canada. You do this for a living. Can you explain in its simplest form how this method works? Because it is all about sparking joy.
It is. So what I love about it is it changes the mindset from thinking about what we need to get rid of in our lives to what we should be keeping. So just changing from a negative to a positive and then going from there and doing it by categories, not by room. So a lot of people think they want to organize by room, and then that's when it just keeps going.
Because you move things from room to room.
Exactly. So this way, you do it by categories. You start with clothing, then you do books and papers, then you do kimono, which means the miscellaneous areas, and then you end with sentimental, because if you started with sentimental, you'd hit a wall right away and you'd be stuck.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's also fascinating that both men and women love this method. Not only the program, but the method as well. Gail, you tried this.
I tried.
And if you've watched the show, you know, it involves some both, like physical work and emotional work as well. Your results we described as lukewarm. Tell me your experience.
So I think one of the biggest challenges that I've had is going, because I like to clean and organize room to room. So I'm like, this is done, this is done. It's just breaking down, like gathering all my clothes, because I have clothes in storage, I have clothes in like different closets, bring them all together, all the miscellaneous items, the paper, oh gosh. But it's also just finding the time and also the space. You know, I live in a small space downtown Toronto, and just getting it all together is pretty overwhelming, I find.
So you managed to organize, but then it all came back? Is that what happened?
No, I started organizing.
Yeah.
Now I have boxes of things that I'm tripping over. I'll get there eventually. Maybe I'll have you come over.
That's why people like me exist, because we help you through it once you hit that wall.
And I want to show people some inspiration. This is from your Instagram account, Ivanka. Sort of some before and after. I mean, you could get obsessed just looking at these pictures. And tell us about the folding and about this style of organization with the boxes.
So I love, you fold things in thirds, and then you stack them vertically, like a filing system, so that you're able to see what it is that you need when you need it, and you can just pull it right out. Wow. That first image that you showed was actually a 4-year-old who helped me fold those.
Really?
Those clothes. That was a 4-year-old
And
dresser.
did it spark joy in them to fold
Yes,
those clothes?
and she felt such a sense of pride.
Huh.
And it's not going to look perfect when it's a child doing it, but they're getting in the habit, and they're able to do it, and then it's just going to get better. And then the parents don't have to do it for that child.
It is about mindset, it is about habits, which leads us to Katie. Tell us about this societal shift. It used to be that the more stuff you had, the more prosperous you looked, and now we seem to be moving into this system of getting away from things, getting rid of extras in our life.
Right, absolutely. This idea that people engage in conspicuous consumption in order to mark their social status, mark their wealth, mark their affluence. This is an idea that was floated around 1900 by an economist named Thorsten Veblen. But the way we have things, the way we accumulate things has changed so much since that time, right? I mean, all we have to do is think about this massive shift and think about how much stuff flows through all of our lives every single day, from kids' toys to electric gadgets, right, to junk email. I mean, all of us are kind of managing a continuous flow of stuff in our lives, right? So one of the things that I'm seeing is that it's no longer conspicuous consumption that's marking status in a certain way. It's something very different. It's this ability to manage, to organize, to control, to keep at bay all of the stuff that flows through our lives. So it's not, I would say it's not conspicuous consumption, it's maybe something we could call conspicuous non-cluttering, right? That's taking place right now.
So this minimalist...
Absolutely.
Minimalist is a sign of of distinction. What about the environmental aspect, quickly?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I'm really concerned about, right? I mean, Marie Kondo doesn't talk much about the afterlives of the objects that don't spark joy any longer, right?
Sure.
So we could whittle things down to 10 objects in our living rooms, but those things are still around in the world somewhere. I wish she would take a little more time and talk and think about that aspect of it.
This has been so fun to do sort of a tri-fold look into the folding and organization of the Kondo movement. Guys, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.